Hello, listeners. A very warm welcome to all of you to the radio station MITWS India. Myself, Mr. Rupam Roy, a resident of Calcutta, West Bengal, an environmental researcher by profession, presently pursuing my doctoral studies from a reputed national level institute funded by the Government of India. I completed my graduation in biochemistry from the University of Calcutta and master degree in biotechnology from the Ravenshire University. I have qualified GATE with All India rank 922 in biotechnology in the year 2015. Before I step in, I would like to convey my sincere thanks and regards to Dr. Karan Singh for providing such a wonderful platform to showcase the talents and knowledge of young aspirants like us. He is really a very learned and enthusiastic person who dreams to make this world a better place to live in. I hope this broadcast will find you all heal and hearty. The recent global pandemic, COVID-19, has really hit us hard. The pandemic has taught us that we are not the master, but rather a guest or merely a caretaker of the Mother Earth. It is also indicated towards the urgent need for the upliftment of education, research, and identification of our basic needs. The list of devastation is also very high. People have lost their jobs, their job securities, lives, and the count goes on. In the present time, we are going through an economic crisis which is likely to be more profound in the near future. Accordingly, our goals should not only to become financially sound, but also looking after our Mother Earth by promoting sustainable practices. According to an international report in the year of 2017, it was found that India is the third largest producer and consumer of fish in the world. More than 6 million metric tons of fish are being cultivated in India yearly. Thus, pisciculture, which is also known as the science of fish farming, is an excellent trading option to become financially independent. However, pisciculture is in turn linked with numerous drawbacks. Requirement of land is being counted as one of the most prominent ones. A very recent invention known as biofloc technology or BFT has been put forward by a renowned professor, Dr. Yoram Avnimalek, which has revolutionized the pisciculture practice around the globe. It is considered as a silver lining in the field of pisciculture, which can in turn help people to become financially independent. Today, we will discuss details about BFT under 15 different heads. Now I will discuss one by one what are the 15 points that we should keep in mind while starting up a business or startup using BFT or biofloc technology. First, what is the scope of fish farming in India? Well, population explosion has resulted in excessive fishing globally, which has in turn hampered their natural growth and propagation. Aquaculture has become so popular that more than 50% of the total population in the world comes from aquaculture alone in the year 2016. Constituting about 6.3% of the global fish production, the sector contributes nearly 1.1% of the GDP and 15.15% of the agricultural GDP as per the report of FAO in the year 2010. Only 40% of the total available area is actually used for aquaculture currently. And the annual export earning of the last 5 years in India by exporting fish is approximately more than 35,000 crores. So accordingly, fish farming has got a very good prospect in India. Next, moving on to the advantages of fish farming in India. Approximately 60% of Indians consume fish as a part of their regular diet. The demand for fish is always high in the market, and accordingly the price is also very high, ensuring good income. Fish is a good source of omega-3 fatty acid and lean protein, which is not only easy to digest but also have high nutrition value. The subtropical and tropical climate of India is ideal for the growth and production of fish, since there are abundant water sources in India like rivers, ponds, streams, etc. It is not very difficult to procure fish and grow them in the farm from collecting those sources. Additionally, it can be integrated with other farming like poultry, animal husbandry, etc. And integrated farming is definitely a better mode of income. And additionally, it can be also managed by other family members of the house like kids or the women's. Now moving on to point number 3, that what are the different types of fish culture practiced in India. Here I have listed around 5 to 6 points which are mainly practiced fish cultivation processes. The first one is intensive pond culture, second one is composite carp culture, third one weed based carp polyculture, fourth one integrated fish farming with poultry, the fifth one is pen culture, sixth one cage culture, and seventh one is running water fish culture. So these are the 7 most prominently practiced cultivation methods in India presently. Now, what is BFT and how it is different and beneficial compared to other form of fish culture actually. It was initially invented, as I said earlier, Professor Yoram Avni Malik, who is a scientist in the Israel Institute of Technology. And BFT is an innovative and cost-effective technology in which toxic materials excreted by the fish and shellfish, such as nitrate, nitrite, and ammonia, can be converted into useful products like proteinaceous flocks or feeds. This conversion is done by using a various consortium of autotrophic and heterotrophic bacteria. BFT is used in aquaculture system with minimum or zero water exchange under high stocking density and strong aeration. It is regarded as a technique of enhancing the water quality in aquaculture through balancing the molar ratios of carbon and nitrogen within the system. The culture of biofloc will be more productive if the culture tanks are directly exposed to the sun. Now coming to the point why BFT is more advantageous than other fish farming practices. First of all, BFT is basically a wastewater technique which has gained importance as an approach in aquaculture. It is also developed to prevent the introduction of diseases to a farm from incoming water. BFT helps towards the improvement of the environmental control over the aquatic animal production. In aquaculture, a strong influential factor that are feed cost, which accounts around 60% of the total cost, and most limiting factor is the water and land availability. Now, BFT is a solution for both of these problems. And the fish product produced through BFT are live, fresh, free from formalin, and are of 100% pure breed. Now moving on to my next point of discussion, that what type of fish can be cultivated in BFT. Well, the answer is very clear actually. BFT is a miniature and advanced version of pond culture with zero or no water drainage. Therefore, almost all type of fishes which are found in fresh water can actually be cultivated within a biofloc tank. But mostly catfishes like tilapia, koi, shingi, magur, etc. are being reared in the biofloc culture. Apart from catfishes, several Indian major carps are also cultivated in the biofloc culture. However, the catfishes are mostly suited to the culture to be cultured in biofloc system since they are hardier and grows at a relatively rapid rate. Recently, few marine fishes also like Vietnamese shrimp have been cultivated in biofloc culture successfully. So moving on to my next point, how much time is required for a single batch culture of biofloc technology? Well, you can see that fish culture using BFT is beneficial since the growth of fishes are likely to be more faster than any other methods. So normally a full culture batch takes around 6 months to bring the fish size suitable for marketing. However, definitely this span varies from species to species. Tilapia culture may take around 3 to 4 months, koi takes around 4 to 5 months, pabda initially can take around 5 months, but it can extend up to 6 or 7 months also. Whereas shingi and magur culture takes actually 6 to 8 months. And shrimp and IMC culture relatively takes longer time, it takes around 9 to 10 months minimum. My next question or my next topic of discussion is how much land is required for BFT. Well, typically a standard biofloc tank of 1000 liter capacity is circular in shape with a diameter of 13 feet and the height of 4.5 feet. Therefore, a standard biofloc setup would approximately require an area of around 170 feet square Therefore, one katha of land, which is around 720 feet, can actually accommodate 4 such biofloc tanks. Now, next, coming on to the next point, that what are the main things you require in biofloc technology setup. So first you will require a pH meter, TDS meter, weighing balance, litmus paper, molasses, raw salt, calcium carbonate, diometer, feed, Imhoff cone and stand, temperature probe, sampling net and plastic basket, ammonia test kit, biofloc tank preparation kit, and like tarpaulin or whatever, cement tank, koi, shingi, all these things. You require the seed of all these fishes. Well, constant blowing machine or pump will be required to maintain uninterrupted oxygen flow to the biofloc tank. Pipe, airstone connectors, probiotics, generators, and medications. Apart from this, electricity is also required. So these are the list of things which will be required when you are going to start up a biofloc farm. Now next, how to prepare a tank for BFT. So generally, a biofloc tank can be made up of cement or tarpaulin. They are circular in shape with a bottom sloping of around 12 to 18 inches for drainage purpose. A tarpaulin tank can last up to 4 to 5 years, whereas a cement tank can last more than 15 to 20 years at least. But the cost of cement tank is, however, sometimes higher than the tarpaulin tank. The round shape of the tank is made in order to ensure uninterrupted roaming space for the fish, which in turn promotes their growth. Now coming on to my 10th category of discussion, the 10th point of my discussion actually, what are the steps of water preparation for fish cultivation using BFT? First, initially we have to fill up the tank with iron-free water. We have to add calcium carbonate at the rate of 0.05 gram per liter. Calcium carbonate actually acts as a surface in which the bacteria will use and sit as a platform. Okay. Next, you will be requiring raw salt, that is in the ratio of 1 gram per liter. Salt helps to maintain the total dissolved solid of the water in the tank. Next, you would be requiring molasses, which is required in the proportion of 0.1 gram per liter. Molasses is actually the carbon source for the bacteria. Now, probiotics is actually 0.03 to 0.05 grams per liter is required, depending upon the brand of probiotic that you are using. Definitely, probiotics help in the addition of the useful flock forming bacteria in the biofloc system. Actually, these are the spores which are kept in the inactivated stage. Whenever they are introduced in the biofloc pond, they become active and start converting carbon and nitrogen into proteinaceous flocks or feeds. Apart from that, use of constant aeration and keep the tank idle for 1 week. Initially, 1 to 2 days the color of the water may change, but at the end of 1 week all the parameters will be okay, and you can introduce the fishes, at least the seeds of the fishes, into the tank after their proper sanitization. Next, what are the optimum water parameters to be maintained in BFT? The first point is pH should be around 6 to 8.5. Total dissolved solid should be around 1200 to 1500 ppm. Ammonia should less than 0.05 ppm. Dissolved oxygen should be around 4 to 6 ppm. The temperature of the culture should always kept between 28 to 32 degree for maximum production. Next, what type of feed should be used for fish for cultivation using BFT? Well, generally commercial feeds up to 35% protein content is being used as a feed for the various fishes in a biofloc tank. The size of the feed is proportional to the size of the fish, or the quantity of fish actually, that is the live biomass present in the tank. And additionally, various floating plants like duckweed, azolla can be given as food to cut down the feed cost, since they are natural in origin and can be procured locally. Now coming back to the point number 13, how much production can be obtained from a single biofloc tank? So the production from a standard biofloc tank of 10,000 liter relies upon multiple factors. However, on an average, 400 kgs of fish can be harvested from a single tank. This number can be extended up to as high as 500 kg with proper technique and supervision.